How's the volume? I mean, it'd be nice to have some game audio, but I don't want. I don't want my in-game commentary to override what I'm doing now, right? Well, I can't just turn up the game; to also turn up my in-game commentary. So, typical for me is some pretty bad mashing. We got through the blue guys. Let's see how my bees were. I think they were okay. What was it, like a 157 intro? That one seemed fine. Yeah, that one was good too. So we had good mash. So it was off to a decent start. Key things here, I guess, for those that don't know. I want to get my health down from the beast. I got good patterns, so I have, what is that, 5 HP? I can do the task car strat at the end. It saves like a second. I don't want to get health from these guys, so jump over that stuff. Deal 4 damage to these cars so that they stay alive and follow me. Normally they'd be a third car on this lower ledge, but now I can kill them and walk across them, and you get car plus walk speed. Saves about a second.
Yeah, this one feels pretty good. So far, I mean, things change, right? Shit, vile, and it's over.
So, here we get an okay ship. Ideally, you get the ship right above you, and it doesn't have to move over like that. But that's all up to the game. Up to RNG. And Vile. Pretty typical Vile pattern. He can either go outer space, he can be right next to you. You gotta wait for him to walk to pick you up. That was pretty standard though. Couple steps. No big deal. 157.9 intros. Pretty okay.
Oh shit.
156 is fast. 159 is slow. 157.58 is pretty decent. I could turn it down a little bit. Okay.
Big day.
So, get the mouse out of there. Yeah, Friday the 13th, pretty wild, huh? Some slight movement tech here without the boots before we get the boots. We can jump off of slopes and you move slightly faster. You notice at the bottom of that slope, I make sure to jump as well as at the bottom of this slope, and you get to carry that slope speed through the rest of your jump. Some more slope jumps there. You'll see some turnarounds on these ones. I'll turn around and then jump and turn back to the right, and that's to get the slope jump speed. It's a frame saver. I do it 3 times here. This one, it also gives you extra height so you can reach that ledge there. And now we get the boots and we can go fast. I think this was the first run I abandoned Nero's balls strat that I had been doing all week. Frame saver in the snowball section. But I wasn't having any luck with it, so I got rid of it. I think this was the first run. No stop hallway there can be pretty tough. I got it this time. Clipped the ceiling there, lost a bit, but pretty standard stuff. Another slope jump, you can reach the top of those pillars. Minor frame saver. Let's see if I did. I think I abandoned. Yeah, I just went over the snowball. Nero strat kills that last snowball, so I don't have to let go of right, but I was having trouble with it, so I got rid of it. Sorry, Nero. See what kind of pattern we get from Penguin. This is what you want to see. You want to see those that ice breath, because he's stationary and can't slide while he's doing it. He's invulnerable during the slides. Try to do this technique called CFO after the X2 intro boss, where you shoot a lemon from a distance while he's on iframes so that it lands as soon as he comes off iframes, and you can use that travel time to build a charge to get the full charge 3 damage shot. It was a pretty decent penguin. I didn't see the kill time. 502, not bad. Sub 5 is really good, but 502 is pretty okay. Quanger stage, probably the hardest stage in the whole game, I think.
Yo, thanks, Bismarck.
Did I get right wall? I did not, dude. Rip. Right wall's saves like half a second, but it's super precise, and I probably shouldn't be going for it. Didn't get the quick D-boost there either. This turtle skip. So what happens is you can cancel hit stun, and so I cancel it off the inside of the ladder walls so that I can immediately kick out and use the iframes to get through the last turtle. Here, nothing much on the elevator. There's a glitch where if you try to wall kick off the spikes without pressing into them, you get the hit stun and the invulnerability without taking any of the damage, so that's what I did. And then if you just hug the wall after getting the iframes, you can just stand there for the rest of the elevator. No gap jumps. Man, what a bad run. Hey, that strat's pretty hard, the dash kick, because you can't dash kick off the edge, the end of those platforms that come out of the walls. First try Iceless, right? Yeah. That's as people say, it's very precise. But getting the boomerang early is huge, as we'll see in the next stage. That strat, Zam came up with that one recently. Buster instead of ice on that wall turret. It's pretty sick. Saves a handful of lag frames. It's a lot harder, but it also eliminates weapon drop time loss. Here we get the typical Quanger Tango. If you jump while he tries to grab you, he just can't. And since he's so close, he just keeps trying to grab you till you get around half health, and then he just teleports the rest of the fight. And never on top of X as long as you're not moving. Or if you're in the corner, he can teleport on top of you.
I'm at 70k, Justin.
Did I get a fade out? No fade outs yet.
Shoot to the, I was so far.
I think I was dead even here, right? Another high 31. Yeah.
Funny. It's like not even close.
Here's the real run killer early in the run.
Right now.
Kneeling stage. It has the first instance of a phantom grab. And what a phantom grab is, it like if you collect a drop from your rang 1 frame before another grabbable item with your boomerang is loaded, it gets loaded into your boomerang instead of where it's supposed to be. So I use this drop from the grasshopper, I juggle it, and then I collect it on the exact right frame there to get the heart that's on the far side. Allows me to do Chameleon earlier in the route so that I have his weakness when I'm fighting Eagle. It's a pretty tough strat. Only a handful of people go for it. Here we get this guy, Green Biker Dad, as we affectionately call him after our fallen comrade in X2 intro. He didn't give me the greatest pattern. Ideally, he doesn't jump at all, but he did jump, and then he clawed himself to the wall, which is even worse, because you kind of just have to tank that one. Yeah, RT55J is his canonical name, but his name in our hearts is Green Biker Dad. Rock cave's pretty basic. Just jump over these idiots. No rocks because we killed the guy up top, so it's pretty straightforward. As is the rest of this stage. That extra life's important. It comes up later in the run. The only thing to really of note here is that I remember I get a big health from that guy. Yeah, that's the only thing that can really cost you time here. I should have been able to avoid that, but I didn't. I'm bad. This is new, starting this fight with the full charge shot. We used to just climb the left wall and hit him with a boomerang when he comes over there. but he has like a 3 out of 4 chance to do the lower pattern, and it makes shooting him with this charge shot pretty free and slightly faster. And then it's just left, right for the rest of this fight.
Three's good.
Mouse on screen?
Here, still.
Shouldn't be. Sorry. There's the first fade out of the run. Yo, Caleb, thanks, dude. So, the fade out glitch,
Red donuts, the green
in order to get the
donuts.
fade out, you have to press start on the exact frame the X starts to walk to the center after finishing a fight before the fanfare. And it fades the screen prematurely so that it doesn't have to fade after the fight, and it saves 20 frames or 1/3 of a second
Nah, the speed is
each
the
time.
same.
So you can do it
Dash
8
jump
times
and dash are at the
throughout the
same
8 mavs.
But
Here's the big trick. The Boeing Phantom Grab Ride 777 whatever.
right now,
It's another Phantom Grab. Turns out you can actually put platforms in your boomerang and fly them through the stage. So it's a pretty helpful trick. Saves like 15 seconds over doing it the normal way. We fly it here, you pick up the sub tank and take it the rest of the way to the helmet capsule. This is something I think I came up with. So if you dash into that cutscene there, I don't think a lot of people know this, but like if you dash into a cutscene, like a capsule cutscene or a door, and it interrupts your dash, you get this like innate dash state as long as you don't move, and you can use that to get like a dash jump into that capsule, which
much
is
easier to time and
it probably only saves a handful of frames, if anything, but I thought it was pretty cool. Because you can't like dash and then jump into that because the blocks are in your way. You have to be standing directly against the base. And that same principle applies here. I dashed onto that elevator, and so now at the start of this eagle fight, I just mash out a lemon. I don't have to dash, and you get the dash lemon. I didn't mention dash lemons, but they do 2 damage instead of regular lemons, so I get a dash lemon here. And then the big advantage of the Chameleon third route is having Sea Sting here. It cuts the fight by 5 seconds optimally, but it also saves a boatload of RNG from eagle dives.
A regular
And we got the
G,
perfect
talking
eagle
about
pattern
that.
there.
Thank you very much, my friend.
So that was nice. I think I get another fade out here, yeah.
Yeah,
That was big. My previous PB had 5 dives, so that's why I saved over 5 seconds. Each dive is like 1 second lost.
Yo, thanks, Simmerine. Yo, Carcinogen.
What happens here? Oh, top route.
Big hose.
Yeah, there's Carsey's big host. Thanks, Carsey.
Raid.
Top route's kind of cool. You get a little zip through that guy. I did get a second zip there that I don't normally ever get. I'm not even sure how that happened,
What?
but that was cool. Some block breaking and the Buster upgrade.
Let's see, let the cat in. Thanks, Carsey.
Normally
Appreciate
the 2 boomerangs will kill that second Utu head, but for some reason it didn't, and I got a zip through it, so that was pretty cool.
Just in time for the third.
So we immediately put this Buster upgrade to use. Slam a sled into this miner guy and use it to reach this corner and get up to the sub tank. This spot always worries me. I've shot ice into that wall I don't know how many times. It's super frustrating. But worked out this time. Collect the heart. I don't think I made this. I climbed this wall, stupid, and didn't make it. Got hit by that pick. And I mean, you notice I got the Sea Sting going right away after getting the Buster upgrade. Charged Sea Sting is so valuable. It's huge. Plus you just dash through enemies and stuff. Also can help to reduce lag since X is flashing. He's only drawn 1 every 3 or 4 frames. Or no, he's not drawn
Let the cat in.
1 out of 3 frames or 1 out of 4 frames or something like that. Helps save some frames in certain instances. Flame Mammoth's pretty straightforward. You can get double hits with these tornadoes as long as you time them right. Another thing you try to do is to get bosses off screen while they're exploding to help reduce lag. A lot of the stuff in this run comes down to trying to reduce lag
Yeah,
while
that's the
also
point.
going fast.
That's the goal, Carson. Sub 35 incoming right here, right now.
I was up against a tied gold split there, so it was hard to lose time. I did call it. So here, since I've got Sea Sting and Firewave now, I do the revisit earlier than everybody else. I got to come back here to get the Penguin Heart. Most people do it last, right before going to Dillo revisits. But for me, I thought the stage selects were a little easier this way. Because from Chameleon to Eagle, it's up left. From Eagle to Mammoth, it's up left. From Mammoth to Penguin, it's up left. And then from Penguin to Mandrill, it's up left. So that's why I do this revisit where I do. Because I got everything I need to do it now. Most runners don't do Chameleon third, so they will have to wait till the end to have Sea Sting to get through there quickly.
To jump out of the mech. I jumped out of it way far to the left. That was a little sketchy.
And then Mandrill. Mandrill stage is definitely up there and the hardest stages in the run. Execution-wise.
There's so many people. I can't say hi to you all, but welcome.
These ice shots are cool. Ice is actually super powerful. You can put ice... There's two ways to get them inside of the enemy so that the ricochets all also hit the enemy. One is to have him spawn on top of it, like this, and then the other one is to put it right inside of him from up close, like that.
Stupid frame perfect.
You see that a lot through this hallway. Swap it between lemons and ice shots to take out these birds pretty quickly. I think I bonked here, yeah. This is another strat I started doing that I don't think many other people do. Like, I'll shoot a boomerang here and then try to bait him down. The other strat is to use 2 charged tornadoes to take him out. But if he comes down, instead of waiting for the second charged tornado, you can just start spamming boomerangs into him. Here, I don't know why this tornado didn't kill this turtle, but I was flustered a little bit. But I still managed to get the nice boomerang grab. Paul Hart. Shoutouts to Paul Lather for that one. I think this hallway went just fine. Yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty decent stage, all things considered. It's tough to get a perfect stage there. So what happened? The one bonk on the turtle and the one bonk on the ostrich at the end. Yo, thanks, Ice Killer. Mandrill, pretty straightforward boss. You can actually, his iframes wear out before he becomes unfrozen, so that's why I'm hitting him while he's still frozen. Also, putting the ice inside of him ensures they can only hit him on consecutive frames, each fragment. So, like, if you put the big shot into him 4 frames early, where he's still on iframes, the ricochets will hit him because they hit each consecutive frame, and there's like 5 or 6 of them.
Alright, this is it. This is the big trick we need.
Here comes a big time saver that's super hard to get.
At it right now. It's best, obviously, to get it first, but if I can get it right now, we're really we're thrust deep into the 34 zone. If I get it.
Dillo stage is mostly straightforward. It all comes down to this trick. I'm just gonna call it the Dillo Phantom Grab right now, but it's another Phantom Grab. This one's hard because it's vertical, so you hope for a drop from one of those bats, and then just press left on the right frame. And you get the sub-tank that's behind that mole borer without ever having to go back there. And that saves a ton of time, because not only do you have to wait for him to break it open, and then you got to go left to get it, and then back to the right, and he generates a ton of lag while he's busting up the place. So getting it first try is pretty huge. You get 2 tries, because we do come back here. But first try means I can just zoom right past it when I come back. This is a rediscovered tech. This was in the task, but I guess nobody noticed or whatever. With a no-stop heart grab, Zam tweeted out that, and I thought I'd try it out. But it's been in the task forever. Hetfield's 100% task. So I don't know how nobody noticed, but here, gotta make sure you see the capsule up there. Come back and
this unspliced.
Come back and get it later. Dillo's another RNG source. He can roll around the room as long as he wants with his armor on. Luckily, I got the second best
He can
pattern
roll
here.
as long as he
But
wants and he's
as long as he rolls with his armor on, he's invulnerable, and he can do it for effectively as long as he feels like.
He can open immediately on the wall.
I was sort of doing commentary during the run because of the big host from Carsey. I knew there was
There's a lot of run left. There's a lot of places for me to blow this, but it feels pretty good.
I knew there was a lot of new faces in the chat. Octopus, another RNG kind of tough stage. It's got some tough stuff, but the big concern is Octo's pattern. What he likes to do, he can swirl, which is annoying. But here I put that early Sea Sting to good use again against these submarines. The other strats are to use like Sparks and Rolling Shield, but Sea Sting does the most damage, tied with Rolling Shields. And I can use Charge Sea Sting to just hang out inside of him and smack him with a bunch of Sea Sting. Pretty handy. Probably save some lag during the explosions and stuff too by having it on. I was a little worried about this tornado because I had to wait and drop it so late that I thought I had scrolled the ship off screen before I killed it, but we did not. So the run lived. Some charged tornadoes just destroying all the sea creatures. Pretty simple. You climb the wall there to get him off screen while he lags. I despawn the ship here. That's pretty hard to do. You have to have like a perfect entrance. There's another one of those big sea snakes under the ground there, but kill him before he even spawns with the charged tornado.
Yeah, first try booty.
I guess you'll have to watch the rest of the video to find out, Joe. Yeah, Utuboros is the canon name for the sea snakes. Here I'm praying for a good Octo. He can do this energy drain attack that loses a bunch of time because he's invulnerable. And it's hard to like keep him on iframes because he's got all these projectiles that can block your shots, but this was actually a really good fight.
I gotta hide my splits now. Please no
Anyway, I'm ready. I'm like, get these splits out of here. I don't want to know how far ahead I am. I knew it was hot pace, especially with the Dillo Phantom grab in there.
Yeah.
I got the Tokyo swap too. Shout outs to my boy Tokyo for the glitched missile ammo sprite. here's the everybody take a short nap. We just get a revisit Dill here. Yo, what up, Jam? Here, this is where I save all that time from that trick I got earlier. I can just blaze right past that and roll on through. You just see a lot of the same stuff, but I guess for those that don't know, what I'm doing here is I'm going to get the last upgrade, the Hadouken. It's a 32 damage attack that you can only do at full health while standing on the ground. So in order to get that, you have to have collected all 8 heart tanks, one in each stage, the 4 sub tanks, the 4 other armor upgrades, the boots, chest armor, helmet, and buster upgrade, and all 8 Mavericks have defeated. With all those things collected, you have to visit this ledge at the end of the stage where that little health capsule is, a total of 5 times. The first time through, when we go to fight Dillo, counts as long as you visit it, and a visit is achieved by just simply seeing where the Hadouken capsule would spawn, which is just to the right of the health capsule. You see a little blue sky to the right of the health capsule, so that you get one on the way through to fight Dillo, and then you jump in the pit 3 times. And this is why that extra life in Chameleon was important, so that I could spawn at this checkpoint and only have to do half the stage. Without that extra life in Chameleon, you don't have enough lives and you would game over. So you jump in the pit 3 times, and then on the 4th revisit, the capsule will be there. So I think that was the last suicide. We just got one more visit. We'll get the Hadouken. Pretty sure this pace ties my best Hadouken pace ever. .25-21 is really fast. I love the Dr. Light in a gi sprite. It's pretty classy.
What? I don't know what just happened to my everything. Did I split at least?
So here we go into the fortress. I know I'm way ahead, so I'm super nervous. Right away we got a pretty hard strat we call Task Leap. I did get a little bit of bad luck here, but by doing only full height jumps I can sort of manipulate my subpixels, and this is subpixel dependent. I get the small health from that jamming her, but I get the Task Leap no problem. So since I did get the small health, I have to take extra damage. One extra hit from this blue guy against the wall, and the idea here is I got to get to 6 or less health to trigger Vile to shoot his trapping shots in the next unwinnable Vile fight. Here's a skip. As long as you don't stand on the ground once the camera's scrolled all the way up, the cutscene doesn't play there. So by climbing the wall and getting to the door without touching the floor, we can sort of mesh 2 cutscenes together. You also need to shoot this rolling shield. And the fight plays while the text is going.
Sorry guys, I gotta.
And Zero does his thing. And notice his text box doesn't even open up. I'm not sure how much time it saves. It's a nice chunk of time though. And so we got a little break here where some more cutscenes play. But up next we got the first instance of the Hadouken. Conveniently, the Hadouken does 32 damage and bosses have 32 HP, so see a Vile. Yeah, I put the speed towel over my chat and everything right here, because I knew, like, once I got Task Leap, I said I can't watch chat. There's too many people spamming too much. This strat always worries me a little bit. You see Sting to get up this tower, but I pop it early to reduce some lag in the bounce house, and then that ice shot is pretty tough. But I got it there, so I was feeling really good right here. And then Kawanger, this guy, he can stop there and then teleport out of the way of the Hadouken.
My heart stopped with him.
I'm freaking out. My heart stopped when he stopped, and but as
Hated, dude.
he died, so we get to move on. Hey, what up, Scribo? Escaping or game overing, as long as you visit, it's still there. It's just slower because you have to go to the beginning of the stage instead of the checkpoint. Here I got a really nice bow spider pattern. That's friendly. Lost a tiny bit of time, but not a big deal. The only thing that cancels your revisits is resetting the console, and then passwording back in, you lose them all. Sigma 2, this gets a little nerve-wracking here. I mean, for the most part, it's a straightforward stage. A couple not very hard autos. The gap jump section is pretty difficult. I think I got 2 of them out of the 4. Penguin Hotto's pretty free. Just jump over his ice cube and hit him in the face. He always does the ice cube first. Yeah, I came very close to hitting that ice cube, but that's intentional. I think I was in that gap, yeah. Gap jumps are pretty hard. I was in that one too. I was in all 4 of them. I got these ones. You can not grab ladders if you kick out of the inside of the gap. Pretty easy Eagle Hotto.
Rangda.
Not up next is Rangda Bangda, the real endgame gatekeeper. He can give you a multitude of patterns, only some of which are good. Green eyes are very bad, blue eyes are good, and red eyes can be good if they move. So ideally you get 2 Hottos on the eyeballs here, and then 1 cycle the nose with 4 C-Sting shots. I get the right blue right away, so I'm happy. I got 1 Hotto. The red eye decides not to move, so I just take it out with a C-Sting. Luckily, it stayed open long enough for me to get it in 1 cycle, and then the nose 1 cycle was pretty good.
1 Hotto's good enough here.
I guess something I didn't mention early in the run is that you always want to try to finish in the center of the stage after killing a boss, otherwise X has to walk there, which is slow. I knew I was still ahead. I knew I was losing time, but still ahead after that. So this is where the pressure really sets, because there's 3 big tricks in this segment. The first of which happens right away. You use an ice sled to zip into the door, bypassing the camera lock trigger, which for whatever reason is what spawns Dillo. So if I jump in this room, Dillo will spawn, but since I did it right, I can get through without having to fight Dillo. Up next is the Air Hotto. This one's kind of tough. You get good at it. It becomes pretty consistent. You slam the sled in the wall, do your quarter circle forward for your Hotto, pause, switch to Buster, and you can buffer a shot that comes out on the first frame, and the game thinks you're still standing on the sled and lets you throw a Hotto. So right here, after this, my heart is through the roof. I know I'm through the 2 toughest tricks. Dom Dukin is free. And that's at the very end of the stage. But we got some more Hottos. This guy could do 4 patterns. I get the best one. He punches right into my Hotto.
The best pattern, dude. Get punched. Okay.
I was so nervous, dude. Octo's next. This fish manip is kind of cool. You stay to the right on the way down, and the left fish faces to the right. And you can get through there pretty quickly with a charge spark. Hotto always shoots missiles and then jumps at you. His jump height can vary, but just be patient. You'll get that one for free usually. That was the high jump. This section's pretty laggy. I don't know how many people have looked into a better strat for that room, but nothing has come up. Mammoth is also very free. You got 2 options, right? You can jump left, Hotto right, or you can walk left, or walk right and Hotto left. I feel like I've already got the PB here. I feel like it's in the bag, for sure. I got through all the tough stuff. All that's left is Hadouken D-Rex for free. And then the final stage is pretty straightforward too. But if you watch the run live, I missed it. I shot early and hit him with a lemon, and then I tried to time this one and got chomped. I thought for sure the run was over here.
Oh, did I just kill it? Is it over?
I really thought the run was dead there. I'm not looking at my splits. I have them hidden now. But if I was to look at my splits, I would think that I'd still had a free PB. Knowing now that I was still 3.5 ahead, I think I would still think it was free from there. So all that's left is 2 more Hottos and 16 rolling shields. You hit the dog with a blue shot to knock him back, and then you just dash up and Hotto him. You can also just wait. He'll jump to the wall and then come down in front of you, but this is slightly faster. The Jedi Hotto is free. Buffer your quarter circle forward on his when his health is full, and then just mass shoot or buffer that too if you want. I don't know, Akiteru. I don't know what to do now. Here, this fight did not go very well at all. When I finished the run, I thought for sure it was dead. I get blocked by the claw right away. I get up there, and then I immediately proceed to fall down.
No. Stop, dude.
Oh man, this is such a bad fight. I thought if it wasn't dead from D-Rex, it was definitely dead now. We can turn it up and hear my thoughts after I get it, but
I don't want to look. I don't think it was it. We have to look though.
oh shit! oh shit! Oh, that was good, dude. Big day, dudes! We fucking did it. Oh my god.